At one point we can be certain of in life is that things do not always turn out the way we expect them to, and we are occasionally surprised. Courtney and her husband, Eric, were taken aback when the doctor informed them that what she had in her stomach had never been seen before. So let's take a look at what happened, and we'll find out her entire story at the end of the video. But first, like and share it with others, and make sure you're subscribed and have the notifications bell turned on. Courtney and Eric Wandropper are a lovely Alabama couple. They've known each other since high school, and when they married in 2004, it was clear to both of them that they wanted a large family. Courtney soon became pregnant, and they welcomed their son Sailor into the world 9 months later. Their adventure as parents had begun. Within a year, they began attempting to have their second. Courtney, however, suffered from a few miscarriages. Now, let's get back to the story. It's estimated that 1 out of every 8 pregnancies ends in miscarriage, so it's something that a lot of families go through, and it usually happens in the first trimester, which is a huge blow. It was heartbreaking because she can easily become pregnant, but she can't keep them. It was upsetting, but they'd been through it before, and she knew she had a medical issue, Courtney explained in an interview. Furthermore, she and her husband went for medical checkups, but instead were told it was difficult to determine why she was losing the babies. To assist them in planning their family, they were given fertility treatments that worked, and Courtney became pregnant again, this time with twin boys named Wales and Bridge. So far, so good, and they were both ecstatic about their new family. They could have stopped there, and though they thought a 4th child would be nice. She struggled to conceive again, and treatments were administered once more. Courtney was put on a lower dose this time to reduce her likelihood of acquiring multiple fetuses. This, once again, did not work. When she became pregnant, she went to Huntsville Hospital in Alabama for a checkup. She had an ultrasound, and the couple awaited the results with bated breath. She soon emerged from the house, a shocked expression on her face. She was pregnant, and even though her tummy held something he hadn't seen before, there appeared to be at least 6 fetuses in her womb, and it was extremely unusual for something like that to occur without the assistance of IVF. It was essentially a medical miracle, and it piqued the interest of medical professionals. There have been no sex tumbles born in general at Huntsville Hospital since 2011, let alone such special multiples. Courtney and her husband were taken aback by the news. Simply put, she wanted a 4th child, not to increase their family of 5 to a family of 11. What are they going to do now? They needed 6 of everything, from car seats to baby beds to clothing sets and baby bottles. And how many diapers, oh my, how many diapers? Then there were the medical ramifications. Having to carry so many babies at once endangers both the mother and the children. Even if it results in premature labor, it is likely to result in a cesarean delivery or worse. However, they significantly increase the risk of complications such as strokes, blood pressure spikes, urinary tract infections, gestational diabetes, and placental problems. They were scared and couldn't get excited about the pregnancy. The young couple was given the option of selective reduction, which meant that some of the fetuses would be removed to give the remaining ones a better chance of survival. It was a bitter pill for Courtney and Derek to swallow, and it was something they never expected to have to think about. How will they know which decision was correct? They had been debating it for quite some time, attempting to determine the best course of action. Being devout Christians, they ultimately decided to let faith decide and guide them through the process. They were too afraid to make the wrong decision, so they entrusted themselves to God, trusting that everything would turn out the way He wanted it to. When they returned for a follow-up ultrasound a few weeks later, they were relieved to see that all 6 babies were still alive and well in their womb. Although things appeared to be going well, there were still risks. All through the pregnancy, Courtney and Eric, as well as the doctors, were concerned that things would deteriorate. Their goal was to keep the babies in the wound until they were 30 weeks old, at which point they would have evolved sufficiently to survive outside of it. It was going to be an exciting time. And meanwhile, Courtney, who was still quite small, was growing and growing. She had to eat a lot to ensure that both she and the babies got enough nutrition, which was something she wasn't used to. The couple lived in a very close-knit community, and when word got out that they were expecting unique sextuplets, everyone got excited. Their friends organized a 5-kilometer run to raise funds for the family, and at the start of the race, they used colorful smoke bombs dubbed the Divine Got 9 to reveal the sex of the babies. The Waldrop family quickly rose to celebrity status, which was cemented when TLC invited them to film their own reality show. Presently that they could be enjoyed by the entire world, the show Sweet Homesick Stubbles became a huge success. Courtney was told to stay in bed until her babies were born in the 25th week of her pregnancy to ensure proper development. Her belly was already huge, but she still managed to smile and carry them with love and pride most of the time. Courtney stated that because of her situation she was very limited in her movements. The most difficult part was not the physical discomfort, but really the fact that she could no longer give her 3 older children the attention they deserved. It was all just the struggle of proceeding to be a good mother to them, growing these 6 babies, and getting them to where they needed to be, she explained. Courtney's body began to contract and her water broke at just under 30 weeks. It was time for the section, and all 6 babies were delivered by a team of 40 medical professionals, and it was a unique team for each of them. Eric was by Courtney's side the entire time, holding her hand and encouraging her. From the first baby to the last, everything moved at breakneck speed. It took only 4 minutes. Everyone was relieved when all 6, 3 girls and 3 boys, emerged healthy, whole, and silky smooth. They would still need to stay in the hospital for a few weeks to be monitored and allowed to develop and grow, giving them the best chance at life. They were still being born prematurely despite the fact that the crucial 30-week mark had not been reached. How did they come up with 6 names at the same time? Following Sailor, Wells, and Bridge, Courtney and Eric carried on the outdoor theme by naming the 3 girls Rawlings Rain and Rivers, and the 3 boys Tag Lake and Blue, and now the Waldrop. Family life had changed in an instant. They had 9 children, which was a challenge because they had 6 newborn babies who all needed care at the same time, as well as 3 other children in the house. Sailor, Wells, and Bridge were already at school, so it was just Courtney and Eric, and the 6 little ones during the day. Yet it appeared to be inconceivable, so they asked for assistance and soon had a whole team of friends and family assisting on a rotating 24-hour timetable. The wardrobe knew immediately that their home could not accommodate so much love. There wasn't even enough room for Courtney and Eric to have their own room, so they planned a major renovation and temporarily relocated to a trailer in their backyard. They had no concept that a pandemic would break out at that point, trapping them in that small trailer for even extended periods of time. Can you imagine the fighting in a state of chaos, and you thought your confinement was difficult? But they were repaired, and the construction workers soon returned, allowing the renovation to be completed. The TV show continued to air, and the wardrobes became increasingly well known. Have you seen any of them? The majority of people were astounded by how the couple handled everything. Having so many children to care for in a family of 9 is a monstrous task. It took a long time just to get them all in their car seats. Courtney and Eric, on the other hand, never raised their voices or appeared to be upset. They simply accepted that it would be difficult, that they would be tired most of the time, and that those diapers would be required. And even though, most importantly, they were blessed, and Courtney and Eric appeared to be the right people to handle them. Courtney's friend said she's unlike anyone he's ever met. Courtney is the most upbeat person you could ever meet. She has a golden heart and is unquestionably the ideal mother. Can you imagine having so many kids today? It's unexpected to see such a large extended family, let alone one with 6 historically unique stoplets. Leave your thoughts in the comments section and hit the like button. If you want to wish the Wardrobe Bee family all the best, we hope to see you in our next video. Thank you for your time. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone else who might enjoy it as well. Make sure your browser's notification bell is turned on. Hopefully, you'll keep it in mind at all times.